Dash versus ZEBEC, 5,000% potential. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil. Keeping technical analysis short and sweet as always, starting with Bitcoin. With all the BS on here, I still assume we're going to be playing this out, having a little bit of consolidation before pushing up, getting a little bit last rejection, holding that support above the 108 for Bitcoin before pushing back up to the 123, 124 all-time high and creating new all-time highs, dragging the rest of the market along with it. With the percentage that I had just talked about, let's actually go over it because I just made that title up so you guys would watch. But Dash had a push above around 200 something percent. And if you watch my previous video, you can literally go back. It says ZEBEC and Dash to some ridiculous number like $27. But I was stating we had a push up and we were right around here at nearly 100% increase. And I was stating if we do continue the push up, we are most likely going to get rejection at $72. And what do you know? Right here around $72, 230%, we got that rejection. So the accuracy for this is pretty on point. If you've been following along, you probably made some pretty good money on that if you decided to scalp trade into that and get your sell-off at my recommended area. It's just my opinion, none of this is financial advice. And clearly, as the market rolls around, we had that retracement to what? The 618 Fibonacci retracement before getting that support and consolidation, which is necessary. We are holding above the CM guppy right here, which is very healthy, above the 200 EMA now. And in previous history, when we've held above that 200 EMA, we had some pretty major pushes upwards. We had that consolidation back here, and then we came back underneath. But now we are getting a lot of volume. Looking down here, you see that there's a lot of volume. We're saying that this is clearly the bottom at around $20 for Dash, more or less roughly in that area. So we more than likely are not going to be going below $20. That could be nearly a 50 to 100% decrease. So definitely watch out for this potential retracement. We held the 618, but we could see a further retracement from that. There's not a whole bunch of info at the moment, but we could say we hit that 618 on the reversal already. So more than likely, we're going to have some more upward momentum if Bitcoin starts to push upwards a little bit, and we could be retesting this $72 mark. Currently at 48, those who were in it, me personally, I kind of bypassed this one as I missed the first 100 something percent. Yes, there was another 100% to go, but I wasn't going to deal with that scalp and spend my day waiting to get out on that. So we had that pulled back to the 618, and we could expect, we want to see it hold higher highs, right? That's kind of the game plan. And this is a very steep higher high. It's less likely that this is going to be holding, and we may see this break and come back down through the CM guppy. But this 200 EMA is very strong. So if it does push down to that $27, $28 area, that's where you're going to be looking for an entry. And you kind of want to see it hold that support before entering, because we could see that further retracement back down to the 20, do the liquidity sweep before pushing back up. But it's pretty healthy. The 200 EMA is pretty strong. Just this upward trend line is not the strongest. We've had 1, 2, this is 3 touch, the 4th touch. Could be breaking this, and we could see a sharp rejection, pulling this back down to the 0.786 on the retracement, being $31 before pushing back up. So keep that one in mind, as it does have a very nice all-time high. We're looking all the way up here at around $478. So with that being said, I always like to bring up Tornado Cash, because if you're investing into Dash, you should be investing into Tornado Cash. As when you compare the two, this is at $48. How many Torn can you get for $48? Roughly 3, 4, pushing it to 5 Tornado for the cost of 1 Dash. The all-time high for this is at 476. I could be wrong. This chart could not show all the information, but from what I see, 476 is roughly the full retracement for that coin. When you go over to Tornado Cash, you could get 4 or 5 of those, and its all-time high is 400 I believe. You can use the reference link below and get 20 USDT for free. And the people who use that reference link, I'm going to start doing shout outs and giving out free money or playing along with some trades. And I will start dishing out the funds to you guys who have used that reference link below if I win money. A lot of the trades that MEXC allows for free, they gave me 300 USDT for one Bitcoin futures trade. Unrealizing it, if you close the trade, it just disappears. But if you close the trade in profit, you get that profit, but you do not keep the 300 USDT. So say we had a leverage trade and you wanted to get in, well, we can't leverage trade Tornado, but we do the Bitcoin, make 30 bucks, dispense it to the people. For the people who have been following along, I just kind of want to give back. Also, if you donate to me, I do 10% to help save animals' lives. So if that's any interest to you, there's the donation links for crypto and everything below. Buy me a coffee, all that good stuff. Tornado Cash, still 100% in profit. CM Guppy is getting thinned out, but the 200 EMA is like a brick wall holding this thing upwards. I have all these lines in here. If we get rid of everything, it's just a healthy looking chart. It broke some downward trend line, you can imagine. Here's a downward trend line right here. Once it broke over that, we've had only profit with quick upsides, even pullbacks, but it is still holding very healthily above that 200 EMA and has a very long way to go. So use that reference link below. Get yourself some Tornado Cash. I always recommend using VPN to stay safe, but it's definitely one to keep in mind. The last one I'm bringing up for this video, I'll actually add in QNT on this, is ZEBEC network. I was talking about this in that previous video I have described earlier for the Dash coin that hit its exact mark. And we were working within this triangle. That clearly did not play out to be bullish. We had the government shutdown, liquidity sweep, all that good stuff. 200 EMA is still very strong, but what we'd want to be doing now is creating a new trend line, because when trend lines break, that's when you start seeing some movement. So we could consider this the next line that we are working within. This is more or less irrelevant. I'm leaving it there to show that if we break over this downward trend line, we may have a little bit of resistance on this trend line right here and get some consolidation upwards before breaking this high and pushing upwards towards that 0.007 cents for ZEBEC network. This chart does not show a whole bunch of data for previous ZEBEC network stuff, so I'm kind of waiting on the sidelines. Ideally, we want to break this downward trend line before looking for an actual entry for ZEBEC network. If you have not entered yet, definitely wait for that break, because we could have a little bit of pullback as the volume's not picking up much. But with Bitcoin starting to pull up, we can start seeing the rest of the market move along with it. And those of you who are in QNT, myself included, whoa, here, let's do this. Sorry, man. It's just not working out with what the government decided to do. We had our opportunities to get out here around 131, roughly twice, maybe even 3 times. But we did pull back further than this $88. That's nothing to be worried about, as we still have this that we were holding above. So yes, $60 and 120, that's a 50 to 100% reduction in price. Definitely don't be selling, because the whole reason you got into QNT is not for the 50% to 100% loss. You got into QNT because you were expecting it to go up. Say you start at 120, you expected it to be hitting at least that 250% increase in price, being 426. Me personally, I believe we are going to be pushing way higher, probably up to around here, which is around 1,087, almost 10 to 11 times your money. So if you're selling at that 50% loss, you're going to be kicking yourself when this altcoin season does take off. It's been long played out. We have a lot of politics holding these coins back, but we are trying to build higher lows still. This was a scare, a shakeout. You had the opportunity to exit. Those who did not, we have to wait it out for this next ride. But we see we pushed underneath the 200 EMA, we got pulled up. We had that further rejection. So we pushed up over the 200 EMA, pulled back, which is essentially what we are seeing here back in March. May see a little bit further of a drop, but still held below that previous low and started creating a base. With that immediate support, pulled over the 200 EMA, held that as support, pulled up, tested as support, gave us the exit opportunity, and then came back down. So as long as we are holding above this, we are still looking very healthy for QNT. Hold your bag. You held it for a reason. Definitely diversify, as there are other options out there like Dash, ZEBEC, maybe. Tornado Cash, always very beautiful chart. Use the reference link if you haven't, and good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you guys on the next one covering XRP, XCN, and XYO.